Hello YouTube, it is Zector back with another Rocket League replay analysis video. In today's video we will be doing a 1v1 video. We're going to be looking at Mawkzy. This is game 7 against Dralii. I know you guys have been requesting a 1v1 video for a long time now. If you guys have any other suggestions, leave them in the comments. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, getting into this replay. This is going to be Mawkzy versus Dralii, two very good ones players. I quite respect Mawkzy a lot as a ones player. I think he's a really good ones player. If you're new here, we're going to pause a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. I want to break down each individual situation, get the information from it, and give it to you guys in the best way possible. Let's get right in. Okay, let's look at this. So, a couple of things could happen here. Either Mawkzy just got a really bad 50, or Mawkzy is trying to time the 50, get the 50, hopefully push the 50 a little bit forward, and then also be dodging towards that full boost. That would have left him in a really good situation. He would have been significantly more sustainable than a Dralii. Dralii is going to be significantly more likely to back out of space. So Mawkzy's going to be able to control a lot more space just because he's able to be sustainable in it a lot more than Dralii would be able to. But in this situation, you know, I like how Dralii played this as well. You know, let's look at this from Dralii. And this is something, you know, I've said in a lot of my previous videos, but you can see Dralii waits first for Mawkzy to do that start of his movement, of his dodge, waits for that contact before he does his dodge. And you can tell that gives him a significantly more favorable 50, right? You can do this as well. When next time you go into your games, right? Next time you go into your games, trust me, wait for that contact before you dodge into the ball. Your 50s will look immediately better. And give it, you know, I'm not going to say the first one. Actually, no, honestly, the first one. You're not going to be very good at it first, obviously. But over time, you're going to be able to replicate it very consistently. But yeah, the only way that Dralii doesn't score here is if Mawkzy gets a bump, which he does. Really good bump. This is immediately going to be a battle for that boost. It could go either way, to be honest with you. Either one of them are going to end like their dodge lock or the recovery phase at roughly the same time. But I think Dralii gets it, and if Dralii gets it, Mawkzy gets scored on 100%. It was real close. Yeah, Dralii's a bit favorable just positionally, but yeah, no, Mawkzy's getting scored on here. As soon as that happened, Mawkzy essentially got demoed. Like, he's dead. He can't really do anything. Like, he's not able to be sustainable against a player with that much boost in that situation. Okay, let's go back. So I already know exactly how this is going to go. Dralii is going to come up here, come in, not go for the ball, maybe even do a turn out here, right? Mawkzy's going to do a similar thing. He's going to come in here. He's going to kind of sit in this area, okay? And then eventually, Dralii is going to end up taking this full boost and then zoning Mawkzy. Now, you may be asking, like, Zector, how the fuck do you know all of that, okay? It is directly seen in the situation here. Dralii knows immediately that this touch is not easily scoreable from that position. Like, this touch is not going to go into a position that's going to allow him to have a favorable shot, because Mawkzy, you know, and Dralii could probably also tell Mawkzy wasn't that awkward off of kickoff. So his recovery isn't going to be that long. So he knows that Mawkzy is going to probably be back. So he doesn't want to force something in that situation. I know exactly how this, like, let's, you know, fuck it. Hey, look, check for yourself. Right. And let's look at this from Mawkzy as well. Right, get some of that POV, but you can tell it's like that is not immediately and safely scoreable for Dralii. Dralii does not have an angle, and you can tell if Dralii were to come in and try and shoot that, it's just risky, bro. It's real risky. Like, it's just not worth it. He might as well guarantee getting boost, which makes him way more sustainable, and it's going to force Mawkzy to probably have to give up possession, because you can't really stay sustainable in your corner like this with like low boost. I like how Mawkzy's playing this, though. Plays it slow, plays it patient, plays his flick up here. He wants to make Dralii back off, you know. He wants to get a little bit of space generated in this situation, because Dralii, you know, jumping right now would be kind of stupid. He's not going to really accomplish much by doing that. In this situation, yeah, Mawkzy has to hit this away here. Some players may be looking at this like, oh, Actually, you know, I really hope no players are looking at it like this, but some players would try and like settle the ball in their car here, or, you know, try and take a touch here. Really, really bad idea. A player in this situation that has significantly more boost and they're making good decisions, they beat you 9 times out of 10 because they're just able to be sustainable. They can play 50s against you multiple times and still have more boost than you, so they're going to be able to recover and get to other options before you can consistently. Like, it's gonna be very difficult. But by Mawkzy, you know, and Moxie's gonna hit the ball out here. Dralii is going to take every single one of those fucking boosts on the right side here, probably gonna end up taking it off connector. Moxie's gonna be following behind him, trying to pressure him. Moxie's gonna end up leaving. That's literally how this play is gonna go, because Mawkzy does not want to sit here, so he's gonna have to throw this ball out. There's no other way that this play could go. Yeah, there's literally no other way that the play could go. In this situation, we'll see what kind of lane Mawkzy takes. But yeah, Moxie's deciding not to take this lane here, all right, or go in or anything like that, or even take a pad like this, you know, come in. It doesn't really matter which one you do, but ultimately Dralii is going to end up somewhere in this area right here by the time he finishes this play. And by the time he reaches this point right here, he'll probably have like 10 to 20 boost, right, just based off of the how much boost he has to use from that position in order to get all the way over here. So I think Mawkzy deciding to go and take this boost is going to be really good, because look, yeah, he's 100% going to take that boost. So in this situation, if Mawkzy takes these pads in here, you know, he'd have roughly like 30 something, 30, 40 boost by the time he gets up here, right? So if Dralii does land and Dralii has like 10, 20 boost, if Mawkzy has to use even 20 boost in order to save something, and Moxie's able to secure, or Dralii's able to secure pads or even this full boost, Moxie's going to be left in a shit position. But if Mawkzy takes this full boost here, turns in, you know, you're going to be giving a little bit of space. So maybe Dralii has an offensive opportunity. You know, that is a possibility. If that happens, you're probably going to have to make a save, and it may be a little bit harder on yourself, but the payoff afterwards is going to be significantly better, because even if Mawkzy does make that save over here, he's going to be able to have way more boost than he would have if he had to make that challenge in here from taking this pathing instead, right? Let's go ahead and just see how this plays out, though. And we can see Dralii 15 boost, so like in the middle of what I was saying by the time he gets in the situation. And Mawkzy, ooh, that was close. That was real close. But yeah, no, Mawkzy has a lot of boost, right? Like very, very, like he's really, really able to be sustainable here. Mawkzy probably just flicks it here. Yeah, flicks high. The reason that we flick high in this situation is because we don't even want to give Dralii any options at all. We want to make Dralii do something, right? So maybe Dralii jumps here. If Dralii jumps here, that could be favorable for Mawkzy. He's going to have some opportunities out of it. If a player jumps in a situation like this, they can typically get bullied quite a bit. Like, you can bully the shit out of them because they have to land. Like, there's nowhere else that they can go. They have to land after they jump. So that's really good. Some players play it a little bit patient here. So maybe we see Dralii playing a little bit patient and deciding to go back instead, try to find a good opportunity to challenge. Either one of those could be really good in this situation, but we always kind of want to do the early flick because we don't want to take any chances at all. We have the boost, just put it in the air. Especially in the lower ranks, I feel like sometimes you're really going to force your opponent to use more boost. And, you know, when you have more boost in this game, this is you know, this is a resource game, you know. If you don't have any boost, you're as good as like dead. Honestly, you might as well, you have literally no presence at all. It is so much easier for you to lose so many more situations just having less boost. So okay, we do see a Dralii jump. Mawkzy 100% just sits under Dralii. This is so common. This happens all the time with so many like good ones players, just ones players in general. Like, if you're not doing that, there's no point in you not doing that, really, honestly, because you're delaying rotation time. Some situations you can get a bump, like a pretty hefty bump or a good demo as well. There's just no reason not to go for that in that situation when you have the time, the space, you know, the option. It's just pointless not to do that. Mawkzy able to get this. Okay. Oh, this is big. This is big. Check this out. This is so important. I want every single person to pay attention. In this situation, okay, Mawkzy already knows that Dralii knows that he could get a Doomsday Dish, right? Mawkzy knows that Dralii knows that he knows, okay? And Mawkzy knows that Dralii knows that as well. So Mawkzy isn't forcing anything here. Look at this. Look at the way he's slowing here. He didn't immediately just try and speed forward and try and get it real quick. He's not forcing something. He's going to play this slow, and I guarantee you he's probably going to be more favorable because he does this, because he's going to be able to sit down there, and he's saved a lot of boost by not forcing it as well. So he's going to be very sustainable here. So, you know, let's see what happens from this situation. You see what I mean? We are sustainable. Oh, check this out. This look from Mawkzy to Dralii. So firstly, Mawkzy wants to know, right, is Dralii facing right now? I don't think Mawkzy 100% knows how much boost Dralii has in this situation. But, you know, here, let's play it a little more. Okay. He doesn't know how much boost he has in this situation, which is why he plays this jump so slow. If he knew for sure that Dralii had low boost in this situation, he would have gunned it up really fast, because it would have been so hard for, like, it would have been hard, if not just, no, it would have just been really, really difficult for Dralii to deal with it, because he has no boost, so he can't jump that reasonable. But in this situation, Mawkzy's trying to do a couple of things. Mawkzy is introducing threat by jumping that Dralii has to respect. Mawkzy is playing a couple options. If he jumps really slow like this and Dralii goes anyway, his recovery time is going to be faster because he didn't commit so heavily to the ball, and it gives him an option to maybe catch his opponent off guard. You know, let's see how he plays it. You can see he plays that boost at the end just a little bit, right? Because he wants to try and really catch Dralii up. I mean, Dralii's a good one player, is not going to catch him off. I like this a lot. So we can immediately, you know, Mawkzy immediately tells like Dralii is really, really awkward in this situation. He didn't really get what he wanted. He has a lot of boost. Mawkzy knows at this point that he has boost advantage, so he's taking advantage of that, putting himself in aggressive positions. This is probably a goal. Really well played. I like that a lot. That's really good. Man, Mawkzy is fucking good. Mawkzy is like a good ass ones player. I know that for sure. I like that. Gonna be better for the boost. I can't tell if that was intentional or not. It kind of looked intentional. It looked like Mawkzy understood that he was just not gonna, you know, he didn't want to risk that, or he just wasn't gonna get to the boost in time. And then he did that, but it also could just be a mechanical error, but it looks intentional. It would make sense if it was intentional. Honestly, it lines up. Mawkzy just zoning Dralii over to this boost. Doesn't really need to go in or anything, you know, it's like whatever. This is so important. Okay. This is probably one of the most important things I say in this video. You know, this question has been going around Rocket League for so long, and especially in ones, you know, when do I challenge, right? But a lot of players don't even put themselves in a position to challenge. All I see people do a lot in ones. This is so fixable. All they'll do is perpetually shadow. But look at this. Notice that quick turn in from Mawkzy. He's already looking for an offensive option. A lot of players in this situation, they're just sitting like this. They're sitting like this, driving straight back here, just shadowing the entire fucking time. Okay, look at the difference immediately. Boop. Look at this deviation. Looking for that offensive option. Look at this deviation. Looking for that offensive option, right? Because Mawkzy is positioning like this, and he's actually giving himself that option, then he can challenge. But here's the thing. If you don't give yourself that option at all, like, forget knowing when to challenge. You fucking can't. You can't challenge, okay? Have that whole conversation with yourself, the whole when do I challenge, when you actually start giving yourself the chance to, okay? Once you do that, you know, a lot more things are going to make sense to you. But I guarantee Mawkzy's favorable here. You know, he put himself in a great fucking position. That is the bare minimum when you're playing ones. If you're not doing that, then you're fucking lacking. I really like this. So instead of Mawkzy just going for that boost, he notices that like Dralii still has an option, so he has to respect that. And he has a good amount of boost in this situation, so he doesn't need to like dip and grab that real quick. That'd be really, really stupid. So Mawkzy first respects this. He probably still doesn't go for that boost because he wants to deal with this threat, and he can potentially go grab that mid boost down there or even a back right boost. It depends on where he plays the touch. Either one of those could be really good in this situation. Look at that, boom. Right, he's probably gonna, yeah, okay. We check for space, right? Because we want to know exactly how far away is that person from us. Are we going to have time to grab this boost comfortably or not? Really, really important here. Grabs this real quick. That's just a really good challenge by Dralii, honestly. So in this situation, Dralii has a good amount of boost. Dralii this whole time wants to find that option and challenge. He just cuts in there real quick. Mawkzy would have had to play that so fast in order to like not get that pass, but this should, you know, be fine. Mawkzy's still going to be quite sustainable. You know, talked about this earlier. Quick flick high. Dralii probably doesn't go for this one. He probably dips on this one. The only reason he probably went for the other one is because it wasn't that high up, and he may have been able to control it. He just executed poorly. I doubt that he stays for this one. Yeah, he said, fuck that. Yo, I'll look at the, yo, I'll show y'all it from Dralii's perspective, but that touch was crazy, Ty. There's just no way that you sit under that. There's no way. Not a chance in hell do you sit under that. A guy like this. But look at Dralii. Look at that. This is another example of the challenges. Look, comes out at this angle. Offensive option. Defensive option. Gets that turn. Trying to get that angle. Offensive. Able to get that touch. Boom. It was beautiful. But if he just kept going back, he wouldn't have even had that option. Or at the very least, that like the option would have been very telegraphed. Because when you were just facing fucking backwards the whole time and then you start turning, I think anyone is going to be like, yo, that guy is probably going to fucking challenge me. Yeah. But if you give those options really frequent, it makes it a lot like harder to read, which is really good. But also it just gives you those options. This is excellent. Mawkzy going for Dralii in this situation absolutely should. Dralii has to go to the left here. But because Dralii actually jumped here, Mawkzy could go for this because he's opened up space. And you may be asking, like, Zector, how the fuck did he open up space? Dralii's the same fucking distance. He opened up a timing in order to go. Because Dralii jumped, he can't immediately go for the ball right now. Versus if he was on the ground, he could jump right now, technically. But because he's in the air, he has to wait to land first. Yeah. And Mawkzy tried to get past that timing. He just wasn't able to. But this is a really good idea, and I don't blame him for doing that. Able to get this boost really good. Dralii. Really good challenge by Dralii. Really good challenge by Dralii. I like that a lot. Zone the area. Already had low boost. Turned. Mawkzy definitely didn't get exactly what he wanted in that situation. Oh, okay. This is probably cool. Yeah. All right. So far, you know, Mawkzy's playing pretty good, I would say. I haven't watched much Mawkzy gameplay at all, but that's really crazy. That is so stupid. I love Rocket League. I actually hate it. Anyway, some may be asking, like, why do these players do this? You know, I know honestly my audience is usually like people that are pretty decently high ranks, but in this situation, for all you people that are kind of in the lower ranks, in this situation, when you dodge off of a kickoff, you're dodge locked. You've used your turn. You can no longer do any actions or be dynamic past that point until that little dodge lock is over, right? Until you're able to move a little bit more freely, okay? In this situation, by doing these kickoffs, these wave dash kickoffs where you're not really dodging into the ball, you're able to be dynamic after contact, which is super big. And, you know, look at it from Dralii here. That's what I'm talking about, right? If he would have dodged, that movement is fucking gone. It's non-existent, right? But because he did that, he's able to have further, like, options after contact, which is really, really major. It can really make or break a kickoff. Really well played by Dralii in this situation. I like what Mawkzy's doing here. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, no, this is unfortunate. So Mawkzy thought that Dralii wouldn't go. You know, I'll be honest, it doesn't make much sense for Dralii not to go in this situation, but Mawkzy's still in a shit position. Like, there's not really many good, like, he has to consider so many things. Even if we have in our head that, like, Dralii has a lot of boost here, we still have to consider the fact that Dralii could jump and then just fake and not go at all. So it's just fucked. This is a fucked situation to be in. It's just really difficult to get out of the situation, honestly. Dralii just had all of the advantage. Pretty good kickoff. I like this. Is fine. Mawkzy just wants to close that distance a little bit, add a little bit of pressure. He knew he can get into space. Dralii not going to have any, like, offensive options towards Mawkzy's net. Mawkzy ends up getting the ball. Notices Dralii kind of pushing over there, so he just wants to secure the boost. It looks like he was initially looking to kind of do both, but Dralii ended up pushing him quite heavily here, which was to be expected. Ooh, I like this. I like this. This is good. So what's happening here is Mawkzy initially comes up here, notices that it's kind of low. So Dralii has a good amount of options here. So by going up here, he's showing Dralii that intent, right? And if Dralii like dodges real quick because of that intent, it makes it a lot easier for him. So he backs up. He's going to be really favorable here. 100% he gets out of this situation really favorably. Because when you're on like back wall like this, it's such a comfortable position to do a lot of different things. Yeah. Able to get that freely. Probably just goes real fast here. He really doesn't want to play just a 50. Yeah. He kind of just wants the ball to pop up like that because now he's going to have some time to actually get resources so he can try and be sustainable. You can tell he immediately grabs his pads. Damn, that boost was just about to spawn. I know exactly why he went for that boost. Because he could have went for a pad lane instead. But this boost literally is spawning right now, which is like really, really close. He was super close on that. That's just really unfortunate. You know, sometimes when you're like in game, like sometimes his timings are just a little bit scrambled by a tiny bit. Still good that he had a good idea though. Okay, I mean, this is fine. Doesn't really want to play a direct 50. Okay, Dralii's going for this. Dralii's probably not going to get anything in this situation, but Mawkzy did give him the space to do it. Yeah, no. Mawkzy did give him... Oh, whoa, wait. Ooh. Dude, what the fuck was that? Wait. Yeah, no, that's just really risky for Dralii. Dralii cannot just die for that. That is really, really stupid. Yeah, he just wants to zone in. Oh, that boost. Damn, yeah, that boost just, yeah. The timings on these damn boosts. In this situation, Mawkzy was really hoping that boost was going to spawn, but because it didn't, he knows he can't just sit around. He has to go for the ball. So what he's looking for is just a really high pop. If he does that, there is a chance that Dralii's able to go for it because Dralii does have full boost, but it is going to give Mawkzy some time to be able to get some resources, maybe get into a favorable position. Isn't able to get that. He should be fine. Okay, he still gets the pop up. He should be fine. Oh, he notices Dralii's fucking backwards. Dralii's going up the wall backwards. That's peak tech. Okay. That little, like, friction on the wall is going to prevent him from being able to get anything out of that. I like this a lot. You can see, once again, Mawkzy trying to find those offensive options. Dodges out here because he had no offensive options at that point. Dralii could have just went really quick. So he doesn't want to sit under the ball there. Which I see some players do. You want to get a little bit of distance here. Just play it for what it is. Probably jumps right now, yeah. It's really good place to challenge. Oh, okay. So, Mawkzy's putting himself in a position with a lot of options. In this situation, if Dralii turns in at all here, he wants to stay on this right wall and come off of it so he can keep his flip and then dodge it into the net. And if Dralii turns in here, there's like such a small chance that he's actually able to get back to it. And it would just be a free goal. But he just wants to keep that dodge because it just adds pressure. Like Dralii also is going to know that he has a dodge here, which is going to keep him from going from some stuff because having that dodge is pretty threatening. So this is a really good idea. Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily need to do anything out of it, but this is fine. Probably go for a demo. Okay, Mawkzy's just zoning behind him because he knows Dralii doesn't have any immediate options. He looks like he just assumed Dralii was going to go for the boost instead of a cut there, which was correct in that situation. And, you know, Mawkzy just zoning behind him, goes for that bump. And Mawkzy's in a pretty decent position here. Yep. Yeah, gets bumped. Able to... Okay, Mawkzy should be fine. He's going to get this bump here, 100%. Probably get a touch. Oh, that touch would have been good. That touch would have been good. If he gets this touch, it would have been so favorable for him. Like, not saying he necessarily gets a goal. He could, depending on where this touch goes. But he would just be in a really favorable situation. Unfortunate. Oh, okay. Really good patience by Dralii, honestly. Really, really good patience. You know, we're going to look at Dralii. Yeah, so he already knew. So in this situation, this is straight patterns. In a situation, he avoids this, but then knows that he's still a threat, so he's still waiting, right? Gets that little bit of space. He doesn't want to just get a touch up and then do nothing here. He wants to flick it instantly, because if Mawkzy were to challenge him during that touch up, he could get dunked like really bad. So that's why he does this. That looks like an intentional touch off. That was really good. I like that a lot. Mawkzy probably just gonna zone this. Probably doesn't really get in here too much. Yeah, going backwards. You know, I like this. I like that. Okay. Yeah, we can already tell Dralii really didn't get what he wanted there. Yeah, Mawkzy definitely noticed that. This is a goal. I like this as well. If you're a ones player and you want to get better at ones, you should be doing shit like this. Listen, let that ball slow down. If you have a chance to completely slow the ball down and your opponent's not really near it, you should do it every single time without fail. Really dig into your competitive nature, okay? Because listen, it's ones. You do what you got to do, truthfully. You do what you got to do. I think you should be wasting time when you have, you know, because Mawkzy knows if he could. Oh my God, what a fucking cut. Ooh, that was clean. That was dirty. All Mawkzy had to do was not jump, and he would have been fine there. I don't think he expected that fucking cut, though. I'm not going to lie. Dralii really did well there. All right. Yeah, but notice Mawkzy, once again, he's giving that offensive option. He's not just facing backwards. If you find yourself in a situation you're facing towards net right now, you're tripping, bro. You are tripping. Yeah, look at him. He's anchoring both options. You can tell he's thinking, like, is he going to pop it? Is he going to shoot? Is he going to go up? He's trying to play all of them, which he can in this situation. Okay, he's probably just going to play it from backboard. Ooh. Okay. Able to get out. It's probably a goal. Yeah. Once again, waste time. Doesn't want to hit that in any quicker than he needs to. Fuck it. Waste every second. Every second matters. Especially in ones, bro. You got to take advantage of every single second you have. There's driving here. Don't want to play 50. That's a goal. Really well played by Mawkzy. A lot of kickoff goals happening right now. Okay, just trying to bump Dralii, but Dralii's gonna score. Yeah, really unfortunate. Damn, there's like so many. Let's get back in there. Okay. It looks like Dralii was trying to go for something a little cheeky because he's down and he wants to get some quick goal. So he's doing a couple of kickoff strats now. It wouldn't surprise me if this happens for the remainder of this game in some capacity. Yeah, Dralii's already doing it. Yeah, really unfortunate. Yeah. Now Dralii just played that really well. Mawkzy just wasn't able to read in time. Okay. Pretty basic kickoff. Once again, Mawkzy doesn't really want to leave and like go scramble for that boost because Dralii still has options and he does not want to let him have any of them. So he's just getting in the way, being as annoying as possible. Notice how Mawkzy took a couple more seconds back here before doing anything at all because he wants to further waste that time. Pops that really high up. It's going to be really hard for Dralii to do anything here. Now Moxie's occupied the space. It's going to be near impossible for Dralii to do anything now. If Mawkzy gets this boost, it's going to be really good. Mawkzy just trying to play touches. Gets that wave dash because he wants to have like enough momentum to be able to fully push Dralii here if he needs to. Ball's going down. Yeah. Well played. Yeah, no, Mawkzy is a brilliant ones player. I mean, as we can see in this replay, he plays well. Dralii, honestly, shout out to Dralii as well. Dralii played well. Really good performance from both of them, I would say. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, please comment, and please subscribe. I will see you in the next one.